Online with Richard Sandoval is a production of Hispanic Lifestyle, which is sponsored by Wells Fargo Bank. Wells Fargo and Company is a diversified community-based financial services company with $1.9 trillion in assets, over 7,400 locations, and approximately 260,000 team members. Information about their small business loans programs can be found online at wellsfargo.com. I am going to start out with embarrassing you with your bio.
Oh, yikes.
Michelle Skiljan serves as Executive Director of the Inland Empire and Coachella Valley Women Business Center. The WBCs are small business assistance programs partially funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration. The WBC programs of the Inland Empire Center of Entrepreneurship at the College of Business and Public Administration at CSUSB have offices in Riverside, San Bernardino, Palm Desert, and part-time offices in Corona. That is a large area. And again, I'm going to admit, I've known you for quite a long time. I'm just amazed by all the work that you're doing and have done and will be doing. I know you get paid for it, but at the end of the day, this is a labor of love and a passion for you. So
absolutely,
we're here, and I want to talk about what I feel is the resetting of our economy. I don't know about you, but I think I've been on an abbreviated work schedule for a month now. And I hear that this is going to extend even into June. So I want to talk a little bit about your programs and how it's impacting you, what you're telling your clients. I don't know. We just have a lot of stuff. So I don't know where we want to start off other than how are you and how are you dealing with all this?
Well, I'm doing good. I'm worried. I think that's fair to say probably all of us are. This is, and we've said this word so many times over the last 2 weeks, unprecedented. It's, wow. I could not have imagined this in my wildest dreams, I don't think. And I'm worried about how we're going to come out of this. And I worry for my clients. We work with amazing folks through the Women's Business Center, and they put their blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul into their businesses. And you know this, Richard. You're right there. And and I've done that with the Women's Business Center. And I know not everybody will emerge. I hope everybody does emerge, but I know in my heart that not everybody will survive this economic blow that we're all enduring currently. So the emails are coming in, and how we've adapted is that we went remote about a little over a week ago. We actually started it even before we were told that we needed to go remote, but we've moved all of our workshops online, so they're webinars via Zoom.
Zoom is one of the ways you're communicating. What are the other ways you're communicating with your clients?
So primarily Zoom, and that enables us to do face-to-face and screen share, but we're also just phone calls. So a lot of clients just need to talk. They need to understand what's going on. What are the resources? Where do I go? What do I do? Some of it is brainstorming. Not all businesses need to close. And what I mean by that is that how can you serve your clients in a different way? And so we're helping people brainstorm through that process.
I think brainstorming is a key word. I want to get into it right away, and that is, are you getting a lot of calls, inquiries about the SBA disaster loan program?
We're getting a lot of inquiries. What is available to me? We're getting a lot of inquiries, period. And so we're recommending, if you apply for it, you can apply for it. If you're approved, you don't have to take the money right away. So apply. It is not a fast process. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you'll have an answer. or you may need additional information and what have you, but start the process now.
Little follow-up to that is we have a lot of friends in the lending business, the CDC, the community development corporations and such. And I'm sure I'll put a listing of all of those together, but is it better to go, this is just you and me talking, is it better to go through you and help facilitate your clients, or are you directing them right to the funders, if you will?
Well, I think everybody's different. You may have questions, and you may want to ask some questions before you take that step. And if you have questions and you need help, reach out and ask for that help. There are so many programs to answer questions and help people. And what I want everybody to realize is it was just the I don't remember what it's called, but it was just passed. And so SBA is working on, they're preparing the SOP for this latest round. So they don't even have all the answers yet. So we don't have all the answers yet. So I ask everybody to be patient, but ask the questions that you need answered. I may not be able to answer them, but I can reach out to other folks and look for answers and hopefully get you an answer sooner rather than later. But there are so many, beyond the SBA, there are a lot of programs that are going to be rolling out. And even the various programs that you mentioned are also rolling out programs. So you can take the time to do your homework and look for the various programs and see which is the best fit, or you can reach out to us and we can help you assess that. But start doing your homework now, because it could take a few weeks to go through the process with any of the programs.
Back to the services that you're providing right now, counseling, you kind of mentioned that you're just listening to people in many cases. I think, in my opinion, the people I've spoken to, I think they thought it was a week. I really think they thought it was a few days. It wasn't going to be very long at all. What are you telling? Are you being honest with people that this may be going on for a while, a lot longer than they may have anticipated? I don't know that this is a great question for you, but how do you advise them on that? And then, hey, what are the things that you really got to monitor? In my case, I'm looking at cash flow. Absolutely.
So I think I was one of those people that thought, hey, this is going to turn around quick. I'm one of those positivity people. Oh yeah, we're gonna beat this. Things will be back to normal quick. And I'm still hopeful. I'm so hopeful that by taking the big steps that we've taken to shelter in place, to stay home, that we can flatten the exposure and start going the other way, not have, more and more cases. I'm hoping and praying that that this slows down quickly. With that being said, we don't know. Again, that word unprecedented, we've never faced anything like this before. And I could not have imagined anything like this. So I'm hopeful that things will return sooner rather than later. But I think as a business owner, you have to look at what expenses are going to be coming to you, that, what do you have to pay over the next 90 days? And without revenue coming in, what are your options? So really understanding, like you said, that cash flow. What, maybe you do have some invoices that are going to be paid and you'll have some money coming in, allocating that money, determining what needs to be paid and so forth, so that how much do I need? And maybe you can look at your next 4 months and say, okay, I need $16,000 over the next 4 months to cover, those fixed expenses. And maybe that's maybe that's what you apply to the SBA for, or maybe you extend, maybe you put in for 20,000. In the calls that I've been on, if it's less than 25,000, it is, there's no, and I'm sorry, I can't think of the word, what's the word? Oh, no,
like an
collateral.
unsecured, collateral,
yeah,
an
no
unsecured
collateral
loan.
is required if it's under 25,000.
Wow.
And so if you sit down and you calculate that out and say, okay, $20,000 will get me through X amount of time until I can get cash coming in again. But understand those numbers. That's going to be a big help to you. And being able to identify, being able to justify why you need that funding.
And let's be clear, these are loans. They're not grants. I mean, at some point in time, you got to start paying this money back. I can't tell you how many people are just confused that I run into, is that they just think the SBA just gives grants. That's definitely not the case.
Well, I know that there is talk, and I don't have all the details, I don't have all the knowledge, but there is talk that if you keep people employed, there's certain aspects to this that some of it may become a grant and not have to be paid back. May is the key operative word here. So, and I don't know, no one knows how that will be decided. So it starts out as a loan. And so you borrow 10,000, you're paying 10,000 back. So just, and then if they happen to forgive a portion of it, that's just the icing on the cake.
Before we return to our conversation with Michelle Skiljan, Executive Director of the Inland Empire Women's Business Center, we would like to extend a special thank you to Wells Fargo Bank for sponsoring this edition of OnLine with Richard Sandoval. For more information about Wells Fargo Bank's loan programs and other services, log on to wellsfargo.com. A couple of other things I want to cover. Talk about some of your clients and how they range. Are they work at home kind of people? Are they restaurants? Are they mom and pop kind of? Are they manufacturers? So tell me the types of people that you would say are part of your client roster.
Yes, and yes. So every business you mentioned are part of our client portfolio. We do work with primarily women because we're the Women's Business Center. That doesn't mean we don't work with men. It just means the majority of the folks that we work with are women. We work with the person that walks through the door that has an idea. We even have folks that come in and say, I want to start a business. I just don't know where to go or what my path is. To the person that's been in business for years, is successful. Maybe they have a new opportunity and they would like guidance through that new opportunity. So every business you can think of, we've worked with. So it really does, it is very extensive who we work with, which makes the assistance that we give so exciting because we get to learn about all of these various industries and businesses and so forth. And, we work with a lot of the basics, business plan, financials, marketing, social media, and it is all sizes. But I would say that we do focus mostly on what we call microenterprise, which is 5 or fewer employees. That's really where we spend a lot of our time. Not that we can't help everybody else, but that's where we do work quite a bit.
Because I follow you online on Facebook and Twitter, and I think you guys are on Instagram as well too. Talk a little bit about your upcoming events, and maybe some of these people. Do you have to be a client already? Can I just log in? Talk a little bit about the number one, the events and the process to join you guys online.
Okay. So as I mentioned, all of our trainings are now online, so webinar. They are open to anyone. You do have to, we do have a sign-in process, so you would have to get registered on our page. So we're going to collect some basic information, get you registered, and then once you're in our system, you can go back and register for workshops very easily because, you've got your ID and your password saved, and so you can just very easily register for our workshops. We are offering everything we offered in at our site, we're now offering everything online, and that's everything from forms of organization, business planning. We're adding some new, obviously, with what's going on. And as you know, Richard, we were scheduled to have our conference this Friday.
That's right.
And we have postponed that. But what's exciting is our lunch and keynote was available, lo and behold. And so she is coming in on Friday and going to do a webinar from 12 to 1:30.
I'm going to get off track here for a second, but talk about being focused and not getting distracted, because I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like did I just get a couple of months extra in my life that I can plug in and do this? How do you stay focused as opposed to taking care of some of those projects that really been gathering dust in a while? Are you doing any of that personally and professionally, dusting those things off and doing them now because somehow you feel as though you've got some extra time? Or really, what should your focus be as a business owner, entrepreneur?
Well, I think everybody's different, and every business is different. So, and everybody's in a different situation. Some businesses are still operational, and so their focus is on operating. Obviously, they're focusing on what they focused on before. For the businesses that aren't able to operate now, I think that if there are things that you were behind on, and not to pick on anybody, but a lot of times that maybe the accounting, the bookkeeping, it's like one of those, I'll get to it. Wouldn't not pointing fingers, Richard.
Yeah, ouch. I don't know how it got there, but yeah, that wouldn't be me.
But I think, I always say, what you don't like to do is what doesn't get done as a business owner, as an individual even. So those things that we don't like to do, maybe, now you've got time to work on those. So make those a priority. And the system that I find that helps me is I take a sticky note and I write the 3 tasks I have to get done that day. And I put that on my phone. And that way, when I get distracted, sometimes distracted by my phone, it circles me back to, oh yeah, I got to stay focused on this. So, but it's up to you to determine what you need to work on today.
I like it. Plug again the event that's happening on Friday. How do I get a hold? Give me a selfish plug of how I reach you even. And I promise I will post a graphic up here for this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So everything is on our website, and that is IEWBC, Inland Empire Women's Business Center.org. So IEWBC.org is our website, and everything's on there. Our workshops are on there, webinars. I call them workshops, but they're really webinars. And we're beyond our day-to-day workshops. We're holding coffee with the counselor on Tuesday mornings. We're holding a get-together, obviously virtually. All this is virtual on Friday afternoons. So we're really putting a lot out there to keep people engaged, so that they don't feel like they're by themselves at this point. So go to our website. You'll see what we have coming up. You can also, if you would like to work with a counselor, click on that page and look through and meet with someone. And, their schedule is right there. It's easy. And then, meet with them, share with what's going on, and, ask for help. And I think that sometimes, especially as business owners, and not to pick on us ladies, but especially as ladies, and you guys are like this too, but we feel like we can't tell somebody that we are worried or we're scared or we don't know. I don't know the answer to this, and I should know it. I should know it all. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because that's what we're here for. And it is amazing how many resources come your way when you ask for help. I had an issue a few years ago, and finally I talked to people about it, and I got to that one person who had a solve for me, and it made such a difference for me, but I wasn't afraid to talk about it. So ask for help, please. We're here for you.